Welcome to the Patriots Window, where I give my 2 cents and opinion about things that just does not seem right. I have been not tightly listening to the different um, um, interviews that she's been having, but I've been watching them enough to pay attention to what she's actually saying. And every time a question is posed to her, she skirts the question and starts pointing a finger at Trump. But this hasn't got anything to do with Trump. This has got everything to do with her. And the few things that she has made clear, or at least has mentioned, which mostly was on the debate between her and Trump the first time, was about fracking, protecting the Second Amendment, securing the wall, and about the house loans. That was done on Oprah Winfrey's interview. And there has been, of course, the issues of abortion. But abortion hasn't been mentioned too much, other than the fact that Kamala would support women's rights with their body to murder. And that's exactly what it is. It's murder. But the subject isn't necessarily about abortion anyway. But in my opinion, because even though the child is still in mommy, it doesn't mean the child isn't a human being, and therefore it is murder. But anyway, so voting Kamala and her few policies that she has claimed she'll be doing, I guarantee you she won't. Let's talk about fracking. Now, she had made it very clear in the beginning. I think this was when she was being interviewed while she was trying to be president in the 2020 election. But she made it very clear that she would do away with fracking. But I guarantee you, because when she done the debate with Trump this last time, she said that she would allow fracking to continue, that she would continue fracking. But yet you can pay attention to what she had claimed in her earlier times, that she would do away with it. So I guarantee you that she would still do away with fracking. When they had asked her about why did she turn her side about the different things that she said she wouldn't or would do, and now she's saying she would and wouldn't do, she didn't even have an answer except for saying it's time to turn the page. She never even made herself very clear. But I can guarantee you that if she's voted in, she'll stop fracking, because she doesn't want fracking. She just said that she would allow fracking to continue because she's trying to encourage the popular vote. You know, when you lie, you'll say something that the person you're lying to would want to hear. I guarantee you that's what all this is about. And of course, the diversion of trying to get people to hate Trump. But like I said, this hasn't got anything to do with Trump. This has to do with her. The Second Amendment, she laughed at that debate. when they was debating her and Trump. And she said, of course we're going to allow guns. We're not taking anybody's guns away. She said, me and Walls both own a gun. So apparently she owns a Glock, and he supposedly is a hunter. And it showed him in a picture holding a rifle out in a field. But it had been shown that he didn't even know how to load a rifle. And they was having to show him how to load it. Now, this is the bigger question for me about Waltz. So, you know, he was supposedly in the armed services and therefore supposedly handled a gun. It's a very big question. But when Biden got into office this term, and all the shootings that ran on, especially the school shootings, and him and Kamala both said that they was going to do away with guns because they didn't want any more school shootings. Well, there's other shootings that's going on as well. But this is the difference between Kamala and Biden. Biden made it very clear what he was going to do and not do. He made it very clear. I'm going to take guns away. I'm not going to allow fracking. And da 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 la 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 la. Right? But whereas Kamala skirts around it and hides the agendas and everything, she's not fast forward. She's not straightforward. Sorry. She's not. And, you know, like there's all these lies when we had heard what Mr. Biden had said that he wanted, expected, would do, wouldn't do. And when they asked Kamala if there was anything that she would do different from what Biden is doing, she said nothing comes to mind. So that tells me that everything that Mr. Biden had been attempting to accomplish, she intends to continue. And like I said, he made it clear what he intended and didn't intend to do. He didn't hide anything other than the little freakish lies that he would give. That he always had his reasons behind those lies as well. What he was saying that was an actual lie. There was a reason behind what was, you know, he didn't give reason as to why he was lying. He gave reason for what was going on that ended up being a lie. But anyway, he was more transparent than Kamala is right now. House loans, as far as it goes for protecting the Second Amendment and not taking away the guns, I guarantee you, if she's put in office, she'll try to get rid of your guns. But she would never be able to stop illegal gun trading. House loans. She says that new home buyers will be given a $20,000 loan. First off, $20,000 isn't that much. But I also guarantee you that if she would give the loans, which I doubt she would, other than like maybe to the illegals, I really don't think she would give a loan to new homeowners. But say she would. I bet that there would be interest charged on that $20,000 on top of having to make payments, mortgage payments on the new home and everything else. I don't think it would fare very well to end up with a $20,000 loan. I think that if you're going to do a loan for a house, you might as well go all out. That way it's in all one lump sum with all interest on one lump sum. You turn around and you go for a $20,000 loan or whatever loan it is just for a down payment, and you have to pay that back with interest, and then you have to do a mortgage on the new home that you're purchasing and do interest on top of that. That's almost a double whammy. I don't believe either A, she would really give the loan, or B, that you would have to really pay the penalty for getting that loan. I don't believe her about it. I really don't. She really didn't give a good explanation either about just what she wanted to do for anybody trying to buy a home. She definitely didn't say what she was going to do to bring the cost down on the homes. So I don't believe her about home loans. I really don't. Either way it goes. Either way it goes. Securing the wall. She talks about that she would have the bill put on her desk that she would sign that would protect the walls and keep the illegals from coming in. Once again, nope. I don't believe that, not for one single solitary moment. No, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a reason why that they have allowed so many to come in. And she said like they have cut in half the amount of illegals that has come in. I don't believe that either. The thing is, what they're looking for, and this is what I found out from another channel. This one person had asked one who was familiar with Kamala and her family and the Marxist book, which has to do with basically communism. The guy had asked him if he knew what the phrase meant, that they could be unburdened from what had been done. The man knew. It's in the Marx book. And her dad, Kamala's dad, was Marxist. And so he would have read by that book from Karl Marx. That man on that interview went on to explain that he had once been, I don't remember where the place was, but there was it was an instrument that was in the room, and he asked the woman there if she played, and she said no, but there's a gentleman who stays here who does. And this gentleman came in and he had been blinded in both eyes purposefully, because he had been going around talking about the dangers of communism. And they blinded him. And he got on that instrument and he started to play a very beautiful, beautiful tune. Well, the guy that was being interviewed went on to say that we will be unburned by what has been done. Is simply put as this. there was this man who had a house in a piece of land, and the government wanted to build a community through there, and the man refused to sell his house. And so they built a freeway around his house and didn't allow him any yard or anything, just his house. And that house was called a nail house. And the man who was being interviewed said, "This is what it means to be unburned by what has been done." They allowed the house, but they went on ahead and built around that house, and that man had no real life anymore. I saw a picture of a nail house in the center of a busy freeway and a parking lot with a building and just a simple house. Barely enough land to even sit a chair on. And the person with that house was lucky to have one tree right on the corner of his house. And the community was built around his itty bitty little house. It's called a nail house. And that's what is meant by saying we can be unburned by what has been done. Now you think about when the catastrophe came about. I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of a storm, though, that came through. And Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, both were trying to encourage you to sell your home to the government because it had been damaged by that storm. Why would the government want to buy your house after it had been destroyed? Wouldn't they rather assist you in helping to rebuild? And what about these illegals who are coming in freely, very freely? Mrs. Harris acts like she wants to stop this, but they're allowing it to come in. And there was, in one particular state that's declared a sanctuary state, or at least a sanctuary city, and there was illegals staying there in a hotel that was doing some trafficking. I don't know if it was drugs or what, but they was making money illegally in this hotel. And the hotel owner called the police and said that there was this illegal activity going on in his hotel, and he wanted to make a citizen's arrest. And the officer said, "Nope, not going to take him in." "Why not? This is a sanctuary city." "You mean this person can do illegal things in my hotel and not get in trouble?" "That's exactly what we're saying. We're not going to arrest him." Kind of seems to me, almost, thinking back about what the man said, that being unburned by what has been done, what it means. And there's these illegals coming in, and this is what came up to my spirit man. With us struggling to buy our needs in the stores and everything else that's going on with the economy, we're struggling. I have said before that my house makes plenty enough money to have a regular living and a little bit of luxury on the side, but not with Biden's economy. with people struggling right now, the citizens of the United States struggling, and yet these illegals are coming in, getting free phones, getting to stay wherever they want for free, and they're being pampered and being given free food stamps and free EBT cash, plenty, within the tens of thousands in both. They've got enough to buy enough groceries to last them for months. They've got enough money on these EBT cards to get what they need to last for months. And yet the citizens of the United States are struggling. It almost seems to me, with what Karl Marx wrote in his book, Being Unburned by What Has Been Done, the nail house and the description of what goes on and what it means to be unburned by what has been done, and her saying it over and over and over and over and over again, wherever she had gone and spoken, we can be unburned by what has been done. Sounds to me like they're wanting to replace us. Kind of let that soak in just a little bit, will you? Now, right now, they're kind of being held. They can't do very much at this time. But if she is elected, who knows what she'll really do with us, the true citizens of the United States, because I understand that if she gets into the office, she's going to automatically give citizenship to the illegals that has come in. But I bet there's going to be a price for that too. I bet they're going to be used for slavery. And I wish that there was a way that we could spread the word to these illegals that them coming into this country may not be such a good idea after all. That right now they're being used for their votes. But I believe there's something more sinister that's planned for the illegals that's been allowed to come in. And I don't know if they'll like what's planned for their life or not. But I really do have a feeling that for us original citizens here, it will really not be very pretty. Especially if what they're saying, being unburned by what has been done, is exactly what they're wanting to do here in the United States. I don't think it'll be pretty at all. There was one border patrolman that him and his buddy was sitting in the truck watching the wall, and the buddy was holding the phone up for him so he could speak. And he was saying that they know what goes on when these illegals come in. And they have to record their coming in. They have to. And he broke down bawling. He said, if we would have been able to prevent the illegals from coming in, that night that Lincoln Riley was doing her little run, she wouldn't have been killed. He broke down bawling. He said, the thing is, these people, they come in like this, and we're responsible for recording their names. And anything that they do here, it falls on us. We're the ones that's responsible for what's going on because we're letting them in. And we don't have much choice about it. That officer was very upset because he wants to do better by his nation, and he is stuck there to obey the orders of the government. knowing that a lot of the people who's coming in are either dealing with drugs or sex trafficking, and going to who knows where across the states and killing people. They found the man who killed Lincoln Riley, and he was being called a criminal. And Biden said, don't call him a criminal. He's not a criminal. Then what was he? The man got off scot-free, killing a young lady. And this is just being done through this administration. So what do you think would take place if Harris wins? She has had 3.5 years, and she has claimed that she hasn't known anything behind the doors of what's taken place. Okay, first of all, the vice president has to know everything that the president is doing. The vice president is backup. Second off, Biden said very plainly that Kamala knew everything that was being planned to be done, that she knew it all. So here is going on the finish of the 4-year term for the Biden administration, a VP who knew everything that the president was doing, claiming that she knew nothing, but she had every right and position to oppose anything that seemed wrong. And this is Topper Man. And all during this time, she's done nothing to oppose it, but yet she's saying that she's going to change that if she is voted in. And then here for what? Going on now around 3 months or so, Biden has just the same as been out of the picture. And so therefore, she is in command. And she still hasn't reversed anything. And she keeps saying that if she's voted in, she'll reverse it. Why isn't she reversing it now? Well, she's got the chance. These few claims that she has made that she will do when she's voted in, I don't think she'll do it. I don't believe she'll do it. I don't believe her one bit. And I honestly believe that if she was truly sincere as she acts like she is, she would have done it. But as I said, that's what the Patriots window is all about. I give my 2 cents and opinions about things that just doesn't seem right. But I feel strongly about my opinions on this also. I don't believe her because she's had opportunity to do so. That's why. Not to mention, I know how a liar does. I know how a liar does. When someone is lying, they point the finger to somebody else because they want to divert the attention. Election is coming up, and just, I know that they done early voting, but the main election, the main voting is coming up in just 7 more days, a week. I know that people has got their own opinion about Trump, and I understand. I don't like his mouth. I don't like how that he mocks people. I don't like that at all. but it's his policies that I like. Now, if he could just zip his tongue, that'd make it better. But as far as it goes for Kamala, just don't believe her. I don't believe her. Period. And I am hoping and praying that the elections won't be stolen, but it will be a honest election. And above that, I am hoping and praying that the majority of the vote will go to the one who will make sure to do what they're saying they will do. And we've already seen him in the first 4 years, and what he had promised that he would do when he was elected in 2016, he did. So that tells me that if he's elected his next 4 years, he'll do what he has said he will do. Now, if I knew for a fact that Kamala would do everything that she has said she would do, that'd be different. But I just want the person in who's going to serve this country and protect us like they're supposed to, and not use us as a stepping stool and abuse us as citizens. That's all I want. That's all I want. I live here. I would like to be took care of. So I want the right person to do it. If anybody else would be in the election polls, it'd be different. I just want who will take care of me and who will make sure that I can afford to live. That's all I'm looking for. So anyway, whether or not any of yous believe that she would have written, that's your opinion and what you think and whatnot. But as I said, this is my own opinion, and I want one that's going to take care of me, plain and simple, the way they're supposed to. I'm not here to try to persuade anybody to not vote for her. I'm just telling you what I feel, that I don't believe that she would do what she says. And you all have to vote to your better judgment. And I hope that your judgment is correct. No matter who. I hope your judgment is correct. For the better of us. And if the illegals want to become citizens, fine. But let them be law-abiding citizens, not people who's coming in and killing others and taking advantage of the gratitude, if you want to call it that. I think it's more like them taking advantage of ignorant people. And I'm not talking about ignorant in a bad way. I'm talking about where they don't know our language, they don't know our law. They've got their own national habits and everything. So they're ignorant in that way. But I honestly do hope that the best person comes in. I really do. I really do. As far as that goes, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. And as I have stated before, I am praying that the right person is put into the office. I have also said that I don't trust the elections because I know that they have been stolen before. And the only trust that I do have is that God the Father has his hands in the elections and that the right person is put in. For me not registering and voting, me giving up my right to complain. No, I haven't given up my right to complain, but I'm not complaining either. I just don't like what's being done. Everybody's got a right to not like what's being done and to like what is being done. I'm doing what I feel I need to do to ensure that the right person is put in, and that's prayer. And I trust in prayer and in God's hand intervening more than I trust the voting techniques. Anybody can judge me about that, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I'm doing what I feel I need to do. Now, I'm not sitting here complaining. I'm just simply telling you I don't believe that she would do what she says she will do. Period. Anyway, I appreciate you all viewing. Thank you so very much. I just appreciate you all. I really do. I appreciate y'all. And y'all can you can consider it one way or another, whatever you judge. Anyway, as I said, I appreciate you all and thank you very much for viewing. And I'll see you on the next Patriots window. Y'all have a great day.